Hello everybody and welcome to the McCall's kitchen. My name is Elisha, I'm from Fiorella Bake Shop, and we are here today to make a really fun Easter dessert together. We are making a caramel chocolate Easter tart, and I have all the ingredients in front of me, and we're going to be decorating it with some McCall's sprinkles and some chocolate. So let's get started on this. I'm going to take you guys through the whole process. This recipe is so easy and you probably have a lot of the ingredients at home. What I love most is that it is a no-bake recipe, so it requires no baking, just some refrigeration time. So you're gonna need some chocolates. We've got milk chocolates, so you're gonna need some unsalted butter, some crushed candy of your preference, so any Easter chocolates that you might want to use. We've got some digestive cookies here and heavy cream, and then the last ingredient and the most important ingredient is going to be caramel. You can either make your own caramel at home, but today we're going to be using the McCall's liquid caramel, so you can use store-bought or you can make your own at home. I'm going to show you how I use this today, and we're going to start by blending our cookies in the food processor. I've got my butter all melted and ready to go, and the first step that we're going to do is we're going to blend our cookies in our food processor. So we're going to make sure we're going to get them really fine, and we're going to do that by doing them in two parts. So half first and the second half after. So let me get these in here. So we're just going to make sure all the cookies are blended, and that looks really nice and blended to me. Doesn't look like there's any chunks left, so look at that. Okay, and then time to do our second half. All right, we've got our entire bowl all crushed up there. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our melted butter into this bowl to form that crust that we're gonna need for our tart here. All right, now we're gonna get this into our tin here, and we're gonna wanna make sure we press it into all the nice curves that this pan has. You can use a spoon, but you do want to make sure that you're getting the entire thing covered. So we're gonna go and use our hands to make sure that every corner has a crumb in it for the crust. All right, we're making sure everything is pressed down so that this sets as a nice crust. All your curves are filled in here. And then we're gonna pop this into the fridge to start to set while we get our chocolate mixture ready. Now that our crust is in the fridge and it's setting, we are gonna make the filling. So the filling is gonna consist of our caramel and a chocolate ganache. Now, you can opt one or the other out. If you don't like caramel, if you don't like chocolate, it's not mandatory, but we're gonna do a combination of both. To make your ganache, you're gonna need a pure milk or dark chocolate or a mix of both. We're doing pure milk chocolate today. We've got a little bit of butter in here, and then we've also got our heavy cream, which we just warmed up in the microwave, and I'm gonna be pouring this over to get our ganache started. You're gonna wanna make sure this is really hot. And then what I like to do with ganache is I like to just give the bowl a little twirl, and then I like to let this sit for 10 seconds before I actually start to mix it. That way the chocolate starts to get melted by that heat from the heavy cream, and then it'll mix a lot better. All right, I am going to start mixing this and showing you how that ganache comes together. All right, so now that our ganache is ready, we're gonna grab that tart and we're gonna start to fill it up. Another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just going to warm up this caramel so that it's easier to work with, and we'll start building our Easter tart. Now that we have everything in front of us, let's start to assemble. So we're gonna start with our caramel, which I just brought to a more runny consistency so it's easier to spread. And all this took was 25 seconds in the microwave. So we're gonna put that as our first layer. Now time for our chocolate ganache. And now, before we put this back into the fridge to rest, we're actually gonna go in and put our toppings on it so that everything sets together. We're gonna go in with our little mini eggs here that we crushed. And then we're gonna add some McCall's sprinkles. So I've got the pastel mix right here, and these are a mini sprinkle. These are gonna bring some nice color too. And now our tart is all ready for the fridge. So I'm gonna pop this into the fridge to let it rest for about an hour, and then we'll be back to show you the final product. This tart is such an easy recipe to make at home with your friends and family or even kids. It required no baking, just some refrigeration time. Our tart is all ready and it has that caramel filling in it, the chocolate on top, especially with all these mini eggs. I am so excited to dig into this. We hope you guys enjoyed watching this today, and if you do try it at home, make sure to tag myself at Fiorella Bake Shop and at McCall's. We want to see all your wonderful Easter creations, and we'll see you back in the studio very soon. Subscribe to our channel so that you're first to see the next video.